guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Today is one of those days that we need to have a conversation because I was on Twitter and it was one of those moments where I was like, that is not real, except it was real, and what I was watching, I can't even put into words. Now I have to preface this that Kanye West has been in a bitter Twitter feud with his record label. He wants to be dropped by Universal and Sony, or he wants to be released from his contract, and he wants to own his masters. Now, we've known for a very long time through many recording artists that have had similar disputes. In fact, I can think of someone who came well before him having a situation where Prince, for instance, he had to change his name to a symbol because of his attempts to be released from a former record label and then not owning his masters. Now, by the time he passed, he did own his masters. Other people like the Beatles don't even own their masters. Yeah, that's right, because Michael Jackson purchased all of the Beatles masters at one point. So owning your masters are not a typical thing in the recording industry, and contracts for recording artists are notoriously not in favor of the artist and are more so favored to the record label. And to a point, I understand the artist's frustration, but to the point that without the label, this artist wouldn't be able to get out into the industry. They also would not be able to get the promotion. The artist does not get the millions of dollars of backing that the labels put out. So initially, it's something has to change, obviously, because record labels basically say you are working for us as an employee, and therefore the work you do while you're with us, we own. They also put together the recordings, they provide the studio time. Yeah, it's a lot. But artists, when they want to leave, who have put their blood, sweat, and tears into their work, obviously feel frustrated, and they want to own the masters of their songs. Obviously, we know that Taylor Swift, Kanye's best friend, wanted to also have the same issue when her masters were sold for over $300 million, and she was so upset that it caused her to not be able to even play some of her songs because she had to get permission from the dudes that own the masters. In general, copyrighted work of fights between record labels and their people on their labels, it's an argument that's been spanning decades and decades and decades. So he's fighting because he wants to be out of Universal's and Sony's money. He doesn't want to perform for them, he doesn't want to be in their contract, he doesn't want to make any music, he wants to go out on his own and put out his own music. He is not happy. He has been posting all kinds of stuff. In fact, he released his entire, I'm not even lying, you guys, his entire contracts, every single one that he has signed, are posted on Twitter. But if that wasn't bad enough, then he decided to take the Grammy that he won, one of them, place it in the place where you go and you relieve yourself, and then he gave it a golden shower. Obviously, I had to blur that out, but you get my point, and you can still find this on his Twitter. Now, scrolling through his Twitter, and he's trending no less because of this video that he posted and the fact that he posted his entire contract, which is unique, but it shows you the intricacies of what's going on in the music industry. His last tweet was about 3 hours ago, and he said 90% of the records contracts on the planet are still on a royalty A standard record deal is a trap to never have you recoup. And there's all these hidden costs like the distribution fees. Many labels put in their contracts to make even more money off of our work without even trying. Record labels definitely make you take all the money, for sure. Artists notoriously are not paid well in terms of how much money they're generating. So I don't disagree with him with that. But this one, he has been going nonstop. Another tweet said, "Hi, trust me, we will never stop. Hit Boy first to stand up. I didn't have a problem with him producing for Beyonce. I had a problem with the fact that he signed to me and didn't know, but I knew Jay and Beyonce and Hit Boy just for. And that was in response to Hit Boy, an artist, agreeing with some of the tweets that Kanye West was making, and he claimed that he didn't actually like Kanye for a period of time. But he did say that Kanye did have a point about the music industry. Now, he also asked Bono for a retweet. Yes, Bono of U2. Now, Bono is typically outspoken about this stuff, but he also wanted Paul. And then he said, can I get a retweet? I love you. Can I get one from Drake Kendrick? Hey, Taylor, we need you right now. So that's right. The woman that he has been antagonizing for more than a decade, now he wants her help because he wants out of his record contract. I find it ironic because when Taylor was having issues with her with her recording label, Kanye was literally nowhere to be seen. But now that Kanye needs her help, he's literally asking Taylor for a retweet so that he can get his word out that he is in a bad record deal. Now, listen, the timing of this is all really bad because in the world of the United States and the state of the economic system in the world, there are so many people unemployed due to the pandemic. Millions of people have lost their jobs. Families have been evicted from their homes. People have been, evicted from their apartments. People are losing their cars. They're having all of their possessions repossessed. And he is on Twitter having a temper tantrum about his contract that seemingly pays him millions of dollars. You kind of have to ask Kanye sometimes to read the room. Now, I can totally appreciate the fact that he feels trapped in his contract, but he's also dealing with millions of people that literally can't even feed their kids right now. So while he wasn't having a temper tantrum, then he was also posting all aspects of his contract, proving that the record labels basically hold everything, even posting like the stipulations that say you basically work for us, so all of the masters of all of these recordings belong to us. Which these artists know this walking into these record deals. So this is the part that I understand is frustrating because they need to have lawyers to help them sign these and understand these. But when they're signing these contracts, they know because it's in the contract that the record label owns the masters. So that's the part where I'm always just like, but you guys knew, but I'm sure it was one of those benefits versus rewards. So I'm going to get the benefit of you propelling my music out into the masses. I'm going to get your studios. I'm going to get access to your producers. I'm going to get access to people that can write, musicians. And then I'm also going to get your backings for, PR and touring. I mean, record labels do a lot, but they sign this on the dotted line. So my thing is, instead of yelling at them and saying like, I want out, maybe there needs to be discussions about how the contracts are written and who owns the masters when you're signing them. He has consistently continued to sign contract after contract after contract that says that he doesn't own his masters, and now he wants out and he's mad that he doesn't have his masters. It's one of those catch-22s. I want to feel empathy because I totally understand about owning copyright. I create, so I understand the ownership and the hard work it takes to put out content, but it's also hard because I also understand contracts, and I know that if you're writing something and you're signing something and it's on the dotted line, you know that they own your masters, so fighting about the masters is just, it's frustrating. So maybe he's doing this to promote change in the industry, but yet nothing has changed because every year I feel like there's another artist that's doing this. I'm not saying it's right what the labels are doing. It just seems like it's the same fight with every single artist when they want to leave their record label. So what do you think about him actually giving a golden shower to his Grammy in protest of his wanting to get out of his record label? deal. And then refusing to make any music, which, by the way, he was like teasing that he was going to be releasing a new album, and I don't think that ever happened. So is that why? I just don't understand. And 6 hours ago, he tweets, "This moment is going to change the music industry for good. I feel so humbled and blessed that God put me in my strong enough position to do this. Everyone keep praying. It's working. I'm on my knees this morning." He also called himself Moses. So I can't tell if this is actually, he also said that he's a modern day slave. So obviously some of the people that are responding to his tweets are concerned about his mental health. Some people are pointing out that he might be having another manic episode. Others, I mean, he is tweeting like bing bong, bing bong, bing, so many. Like it's like a pegboard where you drop something down the pegboard. I mean, that's how fast he is going. It was hundreds of tweets. Here, I don't know. What do you think about this? Is Kanye's argument the same as every other artist? Is there frustration in the industry because artists don't own their masters? Or can the artists truly complain about it because they've already signed a contract that claims that they don't have the masters? So why are they then, does it surprise you that they get mad when they want to leave and they can't have the masters? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.